Hey everyone, it's Howie Schwartz. I hope all is well, and welcome to another free training session from OfferVault.com. We do this typically on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Tonight is a little different. It is a Wednesday night if you're joining us live, and it's just because of some travel scheduling. But again, typically we do these each Tuesday night live at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, and I hope that you can join us live whenever you can. It gives us an opportunity to answer your questions live on the webinar. We can look at your specific niche markets, your offers. It's always great, of course, if you're watching replays, but please do join us live if you can each and every week. So again, this is Howie Schwartz, and we're going to get right into the OfferVault free training session. So for those of you live on the call, if you have a specific offer or niche market you'd like me to look at, please type it into the question box and I will be happy to run it live. Let me just start with some water, just reading some of the niches. Excellent, keep them coming. So let's talk about where we begin. So each and every week, I want you guys and girls to take action. That's the most important thing. You don't just want to watch this webinar and then just, say, oh, okay, and then just, go on to whatever you were doing. You want to make sure that you have an action plan from each and every webinar. So the first thing is shut off your cell phones, your Facebook notifications, Snapchat, all of your other distractions, and let's just focus together for this session. The next thing I want you to do, and you can do this after this webinar ends, is I would love for you each and every week to apply for a minimum of 10 affiliate networks. So you click the networks tab, and again, based on when you're looking at this, the UI or the network listing could of course look different. We're always updating features, adding new networks, adding new offers. So if something looks a little different, if you're watching a replay, that's perfectly fine. The concepts and the context of what we're talking about will remain the same, which is really important. So what I want you to do each and every week is to register for 10 new affiliate networks that you have not registered before. You can go through the network tab in OfferVault. You could also search for an offer. And what I want you to do is make sure that you're always linking and using the links directly from OfferVault. Again, we have relationships with all of these networks, so it's really important that they see where you are coming from. You could also, again, of course, do this from offers, and you would just click on any of the network links, and this would take you directly to the network sign up page for registration. And again, we do encourage you to make sure that you're always using the links from offervault.com. So each and every week, critical that you register for 10 new affiliate networks. If you're brand new and this is your first webinar, make sure you're always logged into OfferVault. Click our free training tab and you can see all of our previous webinars that we've hosted. And if you go back a page or two, you will start to see the sessions that we did about getting accepted for affiliate networks today. So again, if you're brand new to OfferVault and new to this training series, I do encourage you to watch this is your next video, and then of course you can go through all of our traffic videos too. So that's really the main thing in taking action, is we want to make sure that you are always applying to new affiliate networks, and we've given you the training to maximize your chances of getting accepted as fast as possible by affiliate networks. Okay, great. So I see a whole bunch of offers that were typed in. If you have any additional offers that you would like me to, offers or niche markets that you would like me to take a look at, please do type it in, and I would be thrilled to go through them live with you tonight. Alrighty, so let's go through the first one. The first one is burn fat, or we could expand that and look at things like weight loss. So let's start there. So if we take a look at trending searches here, you'll see one of the top search terms that are typically always at least top 5, if not always top 3 on OfferVault is the weight loss niche. And that's sort of, within, when we look at keywords or something like burn fat. So let's start there. So we can go to trusty OfferVault, we click search, and let's start looking at some offers together tonight and continue to do some of the market research and niche research that we were focused on and talk a little bit about traffic generation. We're going to talk tonight also about publishing content as a way to generate free organic traffic, which is always the best type, and I'll describe why it's the best type of traffic. And it's not only because it's free, right? There's another key reason that we're going to get into in a little bit. So when we take a look at burn fat or weight loss, you're going to see a lot of these offers are kind of supplements or nutraceuticals, and you're going to see that these are in different countries. It's really important, and I mention this every single week, that you want to make sure that you're paying attention to the countries or sometimes even the cities or states that offers and accepted traffic is going to work with. And the reason why is that, frankly, you would just not get compensated. So if you're trying to run this offer in Sweden in the US, you won't get compensated for that traffic. So really important. And one of the questions I always get, and I just got it now, is do I have to live in that country? And the answer is no. So I promote, and some of the top affiliate marketers that we hang out with on a regular basis can have sometimes the majority or the overwhelming majority of their business internationally. So you do not have to be in Sweden to promote an offer in Sweden at all. You just need to be approved by the network and making sure that you're running traffic in the appropriate countries. So we're going to see a lot of nutraceutical offers here based on sales or CPAs. Let's take a quick look here and see if there's any other type of offer types. And that's probably the most consistent, CPA or affiliate offer you're going to see in weight loss or burn fat is really going to be around supplement, which is either going to pay out on a free trial or pay out on a sale. We did look at this, I believe, last week or the week before. Garcinia, I think it's pronounced, as sort of a weight loss supplement. So this is not a space that I focus on, which just doesn't mean there's anything wrong with it at all. It's just I tend to work in other markets, kind of personally, but we know lots of affiliates who are very, very focused in these specific markets. So let's take a look here. This is a lead gen offer as a CPA offer. Interesting. So these are a little bit different. Just looking here to see kind of what's different here. Let's take a look. Just go one more page deep. And this is kind of what my process is. And that's why I always think it's great for us to do this live together. Let's take a look at this. Let's just take the Just Keto Diet. And when we click Run Offer, that will take us to the network page in the same way that Join Network will. So very, very important, again, that we're always applying for a minimum of 10 new affiliate networks each week, and we're using the links within OfferVault. So we can take a look at our landing page preview. Where do we send you a bottle? So let's see if this is, maybe a free trial, risk-free bottle. Let's see. So again, I think this is sort of a typical offer that you're going to see in the weight loss market. So I'm going to write down keto. I'm going to write down ketosis. So again, we talked about in our previous webinars just the critical importance of just tracking everything that we do. So for me, I use Google Sheets. I use Google Docs. And I write all this down as a way to track ideas, track concepts. So I usually keep one generic document with all my ideas. So I might write down weight loss as a general market. And then when there's a market I'm going to dig into, like we're doing tonight, I would create a new Google document or a new Google Sheet to have more specific points for that niche market, like ad copy or different long tail keywords like ketosis or keto and BHP formula. Like I'm going to write all of these things down. Copy like burn fat faster than ever. Burn fat for energy, not carbs. So again, I'm going to write this down, these call to actions, just to get a feel for what's happening in the market. And I usually do that in that sort of dedicated Google Sheet or Google document for that specific niche. And for me, I have just a huge number of these documents because I'm always using OfferVault to research new markets to focus on. And again, tonight we're going to talk about how we can use content marketing to generate some organic traffic for these niches also. But I wanted to start with looking at a few markets from our members, like we like to do each and every week live. So this is, oh, so someone asked, why do I use, a Google Sheet or Google document? So the answer is just because, I always have it handy and it's always available for me at work, at home, on the train, in the car, things like that. And someone asked Google Sheet versus Google document. It's personal preference. I many times use Google Sheets just because I might want to sort something. And there's really, again, minus the fact that if you want to sort, something in the way that you organize a keyword or ads or something like that. If you're not doing that, then a Google document is just as good. All right, good. Let's see any other questions, and then we're going to start to take a look at some content development for it. Hold on, I'm looking at some questions here. So Larry has a good question. Do the affiliate networks typically provide things like banner creative, any other kind of marketing support? And it's network and offer specific, but in general, yes. In general, you're going to see that most networks and offers will provide some level of banners. Sometimes they'll provide email copy or creative that you could use for advertising. Sometimes they'll say that that a network has to approve all of the creative. In this specific case, they're saying publishers are allowed to create their own creative, which is interesting, right? So again, it's going to change based on each offer. So it's really important that you pay attention to, again, like the countries that are supported. If the fact that you're allowed to use your own copy or your own creative, you're allowed to use SMS marketing or email marketing or Facebook marketing, can you bid on trademark terms, or can you bid on the offer terms? Like all of this is going to be detailed out in each offer. So in this case, you're allowed to generate your own creative. So does this mean that they don't have their own creative? I don't know. We'd have to look at the specific offer within in the network. But in general, I'd say 8 out of 10 times plus, 80% plus, there's going to be creative that's maybe even 90%. It's going to be creative that's supplied for you to use. That's a great question. Okay, let's see here. So I'm just looking at other questions. So Juan's asking, and again, I'm going to jump back and forth from different niche markets and questions live tonight. So Juan's asking, is it normal for affiliate networks to change offers very frequently, to pause a campaign or to change payouts or to change geographies or requirements? And the answer is yes. So affiliate networks, this is very fluid, right? This business, I'd say the only thing that you can count on in this business is change. You just have to get used to the quick pace and pay attention and build good relationships with the account managers at the affiliate networks you work with. That's why it's also important to diversify and make sure that you're approved for multiple affiliate networks, even running the same offer or running similar offers in the same niche. Very important. So yes, it is very common for an offer to be paused for a period of time or for an offer to be capped. Whereas a new affiliate, they might say, all right, do 10 sales or 10 leads a day or 20 leads, whatever it is, because they want to gauge the quality of your traffic before they increase the caps. Payouts can change. Payouts can go down. Payouts many times can go up, especially if you're delivering consistent traffic of high quality. If it's converting, then payouts many times can go up. So yes, it is very dynamic and it is very fluid. And my main suggestion is, again, build that relationship with your affiliate manager. Pay attention to the messages. You will find that in the majority of affiliate networks, they're going to ask or require for your Skype or instant messenger or things like that. And the reason why is they want to be able to reach out to you, right? And they want to be able to Skype or instant message, whatever, and say, hey, we have to pause this offer, right? They want to be responsive. They want to say hey, can you run this offer or this type of traffic? Or maybe you want to try this, this specific creative. So that's why many times you're going to see networks require instant messenger or Skype, and it's really important to be responsive to that stuff. And the better relationships that you build with the account managers at the affiliate networks, the more kind of exclusive offers or early access to offers you're going to start seeing. So that's really some of the best offers that I've ever run that have been the most profitable has all been from relationships that I've had with account managers, right? Super important. The way to build it is to just take action and be responsive, right? All right, let's see here. I'm just trying to see um, some other questions here, and then we're going to get into content. So we're going to get into content um, in a few minutes. I promise how to create content for free organic traffic. Let's just look at another few niche markets because I think that's just always a good way for us to start. This is also related to, I guess, nutraceuticals. So we have one for HGH, human growth hormone. So let's start there and let's type it in. Ooh, I wrote, sorry, I'm reading and typing at the same time, which is, I'm reading and typing at the same time, which is not always. Come on, why is it changing? Hold on. HGH. Hold on. See if I can get this to stick. There we go. So again, you're going to most likely find other offers that are going to be CPA driven. Interesting. So here we're seeing two offers. Let's see if we type it in. Human growth. Let's see if more offers come here. No offers. So interesting. So we have two offers here. So I mentioned in a previous webinar that if I see a thin number of affiliate offers from either like one affiliate network here, right, or two, that doesn't mean that I don't run the offer. It's just I'm going to note that in my my market research that I'm doing and my offer research that I'm doing, and I may not run this first. And the reason why is I want to be able to diversify. Because what happens if they change something about that this offer or it's paused? I mean, it's good that there's two, right? But it's also in the same affiliate network. I really want to see an offer in. Yeah, I'd like to find a minimum of three offers. I'd love to find five deep. And I also would like to find a minimum of 2 to 3 affiliate networks that I'm running that offer. And again, for me, it's about diversification, not keeping all of your eggs in one basket. And, keep paying attention to offer vaults. People have asked about this niche before, and I've seen other offers related to this in the past. So I'd say, continue checking back. But for me, I don't really love personally to promote something if there's only just a few offers that's available. Let's see here. Hold on here. I'm just reading some other questions here. So we're going to be talking about content in a little bit. I'm just talking about some other specific offers from people live on the webinar tonight, and then we're going to get back into we're going to start talking about content for the rest of this webinar. Let's just look at one more. This is interesting. Someone said movie reviews. Let's take a look at it. So we looked at either tutoring and tutors last week or the week before, which I thought was an interesting market. And one of my concerns is that I only saw at that time one or two offers related to it, and I wasn't thrilled with that. So movie tab, we see one here. All casting, movie flicks, tick box. So again, I'm not really seeing necessarily reviews. Video on demand, that's a little different. Streaming of VOD offers, you have popcorn. This is interesting. I'm familiar with popcorn in the past. What I would say is that I think you would need to do a little research into here and see if this is a good way to monetize a movie review. My gut says things like streaming content is actually really good for movie reviews as a way to monetize. So even though it's not necessarily an offer directly for a movie review, it's definitely a good way to start thinking about monetizing content like that. So you know what? I think it can work actually. It's just not that the CPA offer will be for a movie review, is you would develop content around movie reviews, and the CPA offers would be you're related to movies or streaming content. Um, okay, good. You know, let's stick within this one. Let's stick within movie reviews, and then let's take a look at sorry, I'm just reading through the questions here. Is it also kind of weight loss for content? You know, this is a great one. Someone just typed in offers for Christmas and the holidays. So you know what? We're going to do that next week. We're going to talk about seasonal offers next week. That's actually a fun niche market, and I do actually every single year do a lot around seasonality and a lot around the holidays for very specific affiliate campaigns. So that will be a topic that we'll cover next week. So thanks again for asking about it. And that'll be next week live Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Okay, let's hop in about creating content. And then if you have any other niche markets that you'd like me to look at related to content, that would be great. So let's start with movie reviews. So and what I like to do here is I like to write all of this down in my niche document. So again, my Google document, I'm going to create one. I'm going to title it movie reviews, and I'm going to start writing this down. So Google suggests Google Audio autocomplete. I'll type in movie reviews, you know, for kids. So something like New York Times might not be a fit. 2018, you can think about like what are the top movies of 2018. That could be really good, sort of relevant, timely content. A Star is Born. That's obviously timely. That's a new movie. Christopher Robin is a new movie. The Meg is a new movie. That's like some big shark, right? Crazy Rich Asians. I don't know what Alpha. Maybe that's another movie for parents. So again, I would write down and highlight like for kids, for parents. That's probably related. That could be kind of interesting. So when I'm looking at this, I'm starting to see things that are trending, things that are timely. And let's get into this a little bit here. And we're going to highlight for kids and for parents, because then you can be a little bit more specific into the long tail. So instead of writing review content for like every movie out there, you could focus on a specific country, or maybe, you know, foreign movies, or a specific niche movie, you know, a specific niche, comedies, action, things like that. So for parents, you know, for kids, that's kind of interesting. I'm going to highlight that. We're going to get into that in a moment. So let's scroll down here. I also, as I mentioned in each webinar, I love to write down kind of my searches related to. So I'm going to write down other ones that we start to see here. Ebert, you know, Rotten Tomatoes. Again, for kids is coming up again. So I'm kind of really thinking about that. So let's leave that open for a second. Let's look at Google Trends. We have not looked at this together yet, but we're going to talk about this in future webinars. Also, next week we're going to be taking a look at this when we look at seasonality and kind of holiday trends. But let's do a quick introduction to this. Let's take a look at movie review. And I'm a huge fan of using Google Trends. I'm just going to show you just a quick preview for a moment on this. We're going to do a deep dive, I promise, in Google Trends next week. So if you have questions, I do encourage you to join us live next week. So we start to see here some locations. Again, this was focused on the US. We could look at other markets. Alpha 2014. That's interesting that keeps on coming up. I can only imagine. The Meg. So again, Tag, The Nun. These are some new movies. The Greatest Showman. That's a little bit older. Tully. So I'm going to write these down, and you can also download this, which I love. So again, we will spend more time on working with Google Trends next week, but I am a really big fan of using Google Trends to come up with some other ideas here. So we have Bohemian Rhapsody coming up. So again, it's interesting. You have like a mix of some new movies and some old movies. And then also related queries here. Crazy Rich Asians come up multiple times. The Nun. Let's focus here on kids movies. So let's look at Christopher Robin. And it's a book character. See, in July and August, this really trended. I'm interested to know, just for the fun of it, when this came out. Let's take a look at that. Robin movie. Let's take a look. So the fun of it, I want to see when this came out and see if that's when it was spiking. Yeah, so it's already on DVD. I'm just going to assume, based on this spike, is when they started talking about it. You can see how it trailed off, and you can see how it's increasing again as you get closer to the holidays because the DVD is being marketed. So here's an interesting point. What I like about the concept of a movie review is you can take advantage of the trending, but you also see, even as it falls off, when it's going to be released on DVD or Blu-ray or Netflix or streaming in the future. You're going to see continual traffic. So you definitely want to pay attention and take advantage of the trend. So if we're going to focus on family and kids movies, we would look at kind of what's coming out next. But you can also write reviews of some of the more popular family and kids movies in the past, because you will see consistent traffic, and that can work really well if you're promoting offers for for streaming or for DVDs or Blu-rays and things like that. So I am really a big fan of not only promoting kind of what's next or what's about to happen, because it's you kind of have that trend in there. And again, we're going to be talking more about this and using Google Trends a lot deeper next week in our live webinar, Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. That's why I'd love to have you guys there live. That's why I keep on saying the time. Then again, I think it's really important that we start to use this a lot more. Sorry, I'm just reading answers and reading questions at the same time. Sorry. So we're going to look deeper into this next week. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a preview. So you guys, part of your homework this week is play around with Google Trends and come to me next week with questions about Google Trends, and we'll look at the holiday market. So again, come next week with questions about some seasonal niche markets also. Okay, let's talk about some content here. So I would definitely look at movie release schedules. So let's look here. Movie release schedule for kids. Let's look at this, and I want to see what's coming out next. There we go. 2018 kids movie release. That's why I love Google. You ask it a question and it gives it to you. So we can look at things that are coming out for the holiday. Yep, so it did come out in August. That's why we saw the trend there. So let's look at one that's coming out in November. So this is a sequel. I've seen the first one, Wreck-It Ralph. Actually, a great movie. Let's start to take a look here. Rotten Tomatoes, movie review. So again, you're going to see a lot of really authoritative sites here, right? So you want to make sure that you're building what I like to call a thick site. You want to build some authority in your marketplace. It's not good enough to write, one review, every month. It's critical for you to be writing content and publishing content each and every day, even once a week is not enough to start ranking in these competitive markets. So our content development strategy is starting with a niche market, going into the long tail where we start to looking at movie releases for kids and families, going deeper into the long tail for understanding new releases that are going to be coming out this year, right? Just leveraging Google and other kind of lists and things like that. And then to have just a frequency and a consistency in publishing content. That is the most important thing in content marketing, is frequency and consistency. And the reason why is you're training Google, right? That and the Google bot or Google spiders and other search engines, that you're updating content on your site or blog on a regular basis, and they're going to return to your site to eat up that content on a more regular basis. We're going to be talking about more over time, the concept of search engine optimization and SEO and indexing. But I could tell you the first key thing is to have Google and the other search engines notice your site. What I always say about content marketing is the classic statement is, if a tree falls in the forest and no one hears it, did it really fall? Well, guess what? If you publish something on the internet and Google does not index it, which means include it in their search results, was it even ever published, right? That's the way that I like to look at that. So publishing consistent and frequent content is the best way to train Google and the other search engines to come back to your site or blog. So someone's asking, what do I recommend? For something like this, I actually recommend a blog. I think that's a wonderful format. And what I do recommend is WordPress. And to start with, you can start for free, and you don't even need your own domain. You can just come up with, a subdomain for WordPress, for free, or a folder or something like that. And that's typically a good way to start. I do always encourage that you buy your own domain, and you could do that through WordPress. There's other hosting platforms, but I think WordPress is the most consistent and the easiest to use. It has tons and tons of training videos. When we talk about indexing, we could start to take a look at using site colon, right? And this shows the number of pages that have been indexed by Google, right, on WordPress.com. So 165 million pages. So you'd be in good company. So you could start here with just a free site hosted on WordPress, and over time kind of create your own domain for it and shift it or go directly to it. It's really up to you based on your budget. But to me, I typically like to have my own domain from the beginning. So publishing content on a regular and frequent basis is the most important thing. And for me, it's all about daily. I really do like to publish content even multiple times a day. You can do this on a you could do this as short form content. It doesn't have to be 1,000 words. For me, a few hundred words minimum is important. Even for a blog, sometimes people will post 30, 40 words. I like to give the search engines a little bit more meat to chew on, right? So I like to say at least 200, 250 words minimum. And you just want to get in the habit of publishing content on a very regular basis. Again, even once a day, multiple times a day. So people say, I'm afraid to write. The best way to get over a fear is to do it. So take action, write every day. It doesn't matter if it's grammatically correct or spelling errors, whatever, like just work in Microsoft Word or Google Docs to start. And guess what? It's going to correct spelling and grammar for you, right? Just, English is not your native language. That's great. So work in movie reviews in the language that you're native in, right? You don't have to worry about doing this in just English. And that's even deeper into the long tail, right? You'll find less people writing about here. Actually, here's one right here. La Opinion, well, this is general. I was just looking at, general indexing on on Google, but you start to see again how Spanish results will start to work. So, again, just start writing. That's the best way to break through, is write each and every day on your blog. It's the most important thing that you can do. And again, I don't care if you're a great writer or if you hate writing or if you can't spell, doesn't matter. Again, just write and publish content each and every day. It is the most important thing that you can do. And again, someone asked about, the minimum of content. I really like to see a minimum of 250 words. And if you can write longer form content, you're just giving, more sort of rich keywords for Google to index, and you can start ranking on, right? But again, that recency of the content, the frequency and consistency of you publishing content is the most important thing, because you're training Google to come back every day to look for new content, right? People will start to link to it. And we're going to be talking about on a future webinar, probably next week, we're going to do Google Trends. So the week afterwards, we'll probably start to do more content marketing, like article marketing and press releases, and how to attract backlinks and guest posts. So we'll save that for your future webinar. But for now, really, what I want everyone to do is to just start taking action. So pick your niche market. It could be movie reviews or weight loss or whatever it is. Go to WordPress.com, create either a free site there, or create your own domain that makes sense for your niche, and just start writing. Write every day. I don't care if you think the content is good. It doesn't matter. It's more important to publish and take action. So your homework is to write a minimum of 250 words in your niche market and post it on your blog each and every single day. If you could do 2 or 3 posts, even better. And then you'll be able to find on OfferVault a related affiliate offer, apply for that network, apply for multiple networks. We talked about the importance of that, and post that content each and every day. And again, I see a lot of concerns. People are here, I'm afraid to publish. I'm afraid my content isn't good. It doesn't matter. Just write, just publish. That's the most important thing to do. So if it's about movie reviews, if you want to promote, a streaming service or TV reviews, right? Then write it about movie reviews. If it's about weight loss, then write content about weight loss or reviews of those products that you're going to promote. Again, the most important thing to do is to take action and to start publishing. And it can be in whatever niche market that you focus on. This is a great question. Should I focus my blog and my offers in one niche? 100%. Focus is critical here. So pick your niche market. We've done lots of webinars over the past few weeks. We did some of that tonight too on how to find a niche market. So you could watch some of the other replays on OfferVault's free training tab if you're not familiar or you're not sure what to do. And so apply for those affiliate networks. And even before you're approved, just go to WordPress and start writing content and publishing a minimum of 1 blog post each and every day. That's your homework assignment. And again, you can never write too much content. If you could do 10 blog posts a day, even better. The more, the merrier when it comes to content publishing. And again, the key point here is just to make sure that you are doing this consistency. Each and every day you need to publish new content. And that's it. Just take action. So again, this is Howie Schwartz for OfferVault. Next week, we're going to be talking about Google Trends. And then we're going to talk more about content marketing, article distribution, guest blog posts, tracking backlinks for our content for SEO. We will cover all. I'm getting lots of questions on that, but I promise we will cover that on future webinars. So again, action plan. Sign up for 10 webinars each and every week. I'm sorry, 10 webinars. Yeah, I'd like you to watch 10 webinars of our replays, but sorry, sign up for 10 affiliate networks each and every week. And pick your niche market and just start writing every single week a minimum of 1 250-word blog post, and then you can start pasting the banners or the links from your affiliate networks as you're approved, and keep each one of your blogs and content focused and targeted on that one niche market. It's really important that it's thematically related, and that'll also keep you on track and keep you focused. Awesome, everyone. Have a great night, and I look forward to seeing you guys live next Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Watch all the replays and take action and sign up for as many affiliate networks as you can. This is Howie Schwartz signing off for OfferVault. Have a good night.